Hello, this is Sbfavorthinking podcast, and my name is Sbfavor. How are you doing today? I hope that you are having a good day. My day is very good. It is a Saturday, August 29th, 2020. Another day to be thankful. And another day to focus on what is good. You know, my purpose for doing this podcast is to focus more on the solutions and not the problems. To be inspired. Yesterday, watching the news, I found out that Chadwick Boseman passed away. And, of course, when anybody passes away, you know, you're shocked because it's something that is always hard to deal with when somebody leaves, right? But he was someone that I paid close attention to. I started watching him when he did the Get On Up James Brown film. That film was absolutely awesome. And from that day forward, after watching that film, I started paying more closer attention to him as an actor. And he was just amazing. Looking at his body of work, of course, we all know he did the Black Panther, Avengers Endgame, 21 Bridges, Avengers Infinity War, The Five Bloods, which is the Spike Lee film, which was absolutely awesome, and a movie called Marshall, Captain America, Civil War, Message from the King, and of course, as I mentioned earlier, Get On Up, which was the James Brown biopic. Well, 2020 has spoken to us because I say that because so much has happened. And when I found out that Chadwick passed away yesterday, which was a Friday, I just paused for a second. And even though I didn't know him personally, I paused because I started thinking about how 2020 has spoken to us. It has spoken to us all so far. I mean, think about it. Kobe passed away. Kobe Bryant, the basketball player. And then the pandemic, at some point, that started, right? January, February, March, lockdown. And then during and after the lockdown, somewhat after, not completely after the lockdown, but some places were still locked down, some places wasn't. The George Floyd incident took place over in Minnesota. We all watched that, and we all, well, most of us were horrified. And then we see the protests break out all over the world. And then, of course, as the days and weeks went forward, we had Rashad Brooks in Atlanta. He was killed. So it was one thing after another. And then, of course, the whole issue with the Breonna Taylor incident came up because the police officers have not been arrested. So there's protests going on all over the country. And now we have Chadwick Boseman gone. has passed away at the age of 43. And to many of us, it was unexpected. So I want to dedicate this podcast to him because he personified something special to me based upon what I observed in his work, watching his interviews. To me, he was humble, inspirational, and he represented something special. I was watching a few of his speeches, and he mentioned that Denzel Washington paid for his tuition. I thought that was, again, awesome. Everything about him was special. And he gave us something to think about. Watching the Black Panther movie and the interviews he did to promote the movie, I got a little bit, I should say I became a little bit more aware of who he was at the time. But like I said, I want to dedicate this podcast to him, and I hope that everyone that is listening to this continue to stay encouraged. Life is what it is, but we still can keep the hope. I hope that you take the time to pray if you feel sad or if you feel discouraged in any kind of way. I hope that you take the time to pray because God is real and he cares about us. If you have any doubts about that, just, as I said, take the time to pray. If you never talk to a person, how can you get to know that person? And so that is why you must take the time to pray. You must take the time to talk to God. If you want to know something about him, talk to him. You can't talk to somebody else about something that you need to know for yourself. Talk to the person you can get the answer from. Talk to God. Well, that's all I have to say about that. My attitude is very sobering today because of all of the events. Of course, I'm not totally sad. I believe that Chadwick has gone to heaven. And I believe that all of the situations and circumstances and issues and incidents that are going on right now, I believe a change is going to come. I believe that God is going to come through for all of us. I know somebody out there is probably thinking, oh, well, I don't know. Because some people, unfortunately, sometimes have doubts. But you woke up this morning and we all are here in another day. So I'm sure you didn't doubt that you were going to wake up this morning. So like I said, if you need to know something in this time and you need hope, talk to God. If you talk to him, pay attention, and then you will receive the answer. Sometimes God is talking to us and we're not paying attention to receive the answer. He'll say something more than once, but we're not paying attention to actually receive the answer. And then, of course, the answer is not going to come the way you think it's going to come. So, pay attention to receive the answer. And you will know that God is talking to you. Stay inspired today. Stay inspired and motivated and lifted in your spirit. Don't sit idle thinking about something you don't need to be thinking about too long. If something crosses your mind, if it's something you don't need, get rid of it. Cast it out of your mind and think about something else. But I hope that you have a good day. And I hope that you keep your mind where it needs to be. We're going to get through this year. And despite all the changes and things that have happened, we can still remain optimistic and hopeful. We must continue to believe that faith changes things. Of course, we still have to take action, but faith does change things. Well, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. You gave us something special. Listeners, thank you so much for tuning in to Sbfavorthinking podcast. If you need to reach me, you can reach me at sbfavor@yahoo.com via email. You can also reach me at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can also find me on YouTube. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for listening and have a good day.